Hey, family, how are you? I hope all is well and you're staying safe. Hey, listen, it's time that I give my 2 cents. So here's my 2 cents. I am so done with people thinking everything is easy. Everything is easy and they don't have to do anything. There's no work involved. We just wake up and we automatically get it. But I'm here to tell you there are no shortcuts in life. And I know that you know that. But I want to remind you that there are no shortcuts. I want to talk to three different people today. The first person I want to talk to in this arena would be my married people. I want to talk to people or people that are just in committed relationships. Let me say that. Okay. I know marriage is the goal for some and maybe not for all, but let me say this. Whenever you are in or whenever you think about being in a relationship, it's just like a business. It's the same tools that you're going to need to have when you have a business. One, you definitely need to have a better idea. So you come up with an idea of what marriage looks like to you. And don't look around at your friends and don't look at TV. Because as much as I love my family, I didn't have the best idea or the best examples of what a relationship should look like. So I have to have a better idea of what it should look like. Okay. And then after that, I need a plan. What's my plan? Is it now? Is it later? Do I put off? Do I get my career together? I need to come up with a plan. I don't want to just go out there and just jump. Okay. I want to have a plan. And then once I have a plan and I decide, okay, this is something that I want to do, I need to be realistic about it. Because here's my problem with most of my sisters, and myself included. We are always looking for people to give us what we don't have. That's right. I said it. We want people to give us what we don't have. And you have to come to the table with something. You have to have some self-worth and you have to work on your own personal development. How about pouring into you so that when you come across the person that may be the right person for you to be in a commitment with, that you bring something to the table other than your luggage. You don't want to keep bringing luggage to the table. You want to be able to come in and serve and be able to be a compliment to somebody else. That's why we're called the help, because when I show up, it should get better. Anytime you show up in anybody's life, if you show up in their lives and they're doing worse, then I can tell you, you won't be in that space for a very long time. Absolutely. When you think about a relationship, after you've done all that, let me help you with this. You must understand that that's just the beginning. Because once you have a commitment and you decide that you are going to marry and you're going to be committed to that person, that's when the real work begins. That's when you have to have your foundation in place. After the architect is done, after the vision's done and the plans are made up, then they begin to pour the foundation. And once you pour the foundation in your relationship, there's a lot of things that go into that foundation. You have to have healthy communication. And if you don't have healthy communication, it won't work. You can't expect people to understand what you're saying just by you looking at them. You have to know how to articulate. You have to know how to say what it is that you feel. You have to be able to receive good feedback, receive good constructive criticism, and not be offended by everything. People should be able to be transparent and be in a relationship with you so that you are not always fickled or offended because they said something to you. So good communication. And if you don't know where or how to get it, it's in a book. You can read a million books on communication. Okay. Communication is the key. Then you have to understand the language that you're speaking. And I'm not talking about English. I'm talking about the language. My favorite book is The 5 Languages of Love. And I understand the fact that some people speak different languages. Some people like touch and they like to be held and they like to be felt. I think that it's not everybody. Other people say, hey, I need gifts. Bring me gifts. I like lots of gifts. And other people, most men, they need words of affirmation. They need you to affirm them, ladies. You have to be able to affirm. So if you don't know the language, guess what? You won't speak it and somebody else will speak the language and pull them right out. So after you got your foundation in place and you worked on your communication and you worked on your love language, you got to deal with the money. That's right. You have to deal with the money. You have to come to the table and you have to understand how money works. And if he has a different view of money and you have a different view of money and he has his and you have yours, it's going to be a problem. You need to have that conversation up front because that is something that you can build together, but you have to talk about it because money and bad money problems can make the worst of friends. It's never good. So after I talk to my married people, my second group that I'd like to talk to is my business people, my entrepreneurs, my solopreneurs. People that are in business, they've done amazing at coming up with ideas and visions. The problem is they're having a problem executing. In a business, you have to understand that nobody wakes up and they're successful. It takes time to build a business. You have to come up with a mission statement. What's my statement? What is the mission? What do I want to accomplish in this business? How am I going to serve others? See, most of the time we come into business and we want people to just pay us. And people can't pay you for anything because you don't have anything. You have no value. In order for me to pay you, you have to have value. You must have value in your product. And listen, your friends and family, they may buy your product once. Yeah, because they like you. But I can assure you, they won't come back again. They won't keep coming back and keep coming back. You have to come up with a plan. Once you have your plan in place and your mission statement, then you have to come up with, okay, I have all those things in place. I'm looking at this business. Now I need to execute. I need to just go out there and jump. And don't worry about failing in business. Lots of people fail in business. As long as you fail forward, that's amazing, and you can do it in business. You cannot think that you're going to start and it's never going to be a problem. It's never going to be a problem. Once you have your foundation in place, you have your finances, you got your building, that's when the real work is going to start. That's when the work is going to start. You need to hire a good bookkeeper, a good accountant, and a good tax advisor. And they're not all the same thing. Absolutely. Your bookkeeper can keep your books. Your accountant can take that information, send it into the IRS. But the tax advisor, now that's going to be the friend that's going to help you understand how not to make the mistakes that I've made and that other people made in your business and with taxes. And so my last group I want to talk to are my real estate investors. I love my real estate investors. In fact, I'm dealing with mostly men in investments, and I'm really upset at that because I think ladies should just jump in and get involved. But I think because it's a numbers game and men love numbers and it's not emotional, but I want you to understand that real estate investing is not easy. It's not that easy. It is something that you have to actually grow. It's a business. And see, most of the times, especially right now with seeing reality TV and seeing people just make it, Grant Cardone and people all on the internet, we think it's really easy. And so we try it once, and then when it doesn't work, that's it. You can't buy one property and become a millionaire on one property. Your goal should be to get in there and to fail with the small things. I'm okay with failing with small things. I don't want to fail with the large things. So I don't have a problem getting a condo. In fact, I love all parts of real estate. I love condos. I love multifamily. I love single family. I love commercial. I love vacant land because, vacant land has an appreciation. How do you think McDonald's stays in place? Whoever owns the land is the one that actually holds the money. It's the money. It's not the building. Most of us think it's the building, but it's the land. So yes, think about it like this. You go to a parking lot, you pull up and you pay to park, right? He had one person that had to come and get the money for parking. One person had to come and get the money for parking. It doesn't matter. One employee, he has no employees, he has land, he has a parking space, and people always need parking. Go to New York and you'll figure that out. Okay. So when I'm thinking of my real estate investor, I want you to understand that you just need to start. And I want you to be humble, hungry, and smart. I want you to be humble enough to know that you have to get help, that you need a good agent, a good realtor, wherever you are, that you're also going to need some education. So yes, you need to be reading, and getting podcasts. You can take some certifications. You can get certifications, I should say, and get yourself educated. But don't get analysis paralysis. I have some people, they get so hooked on the education and the analysis of it, they never jump. They're trying to look for the perfect deal. There are no perfect deals. You really have to jump. And here's the thing, somebody will catch you. Somebody will catch you. And if you don't, listen, you can fail forward. You learn from your mistakes in business. You learn how to do better. You don't have to stay there. Your whole goal is to get in here and to learn and to take this a little by little by little. Little by little. One thing that you will know is that real estate is not going anywhere. Businesses are not going anywhere. If you can serve a need, you're always going to be able to be there. Marriages, relationships, they're not going anywhere. And so what I would advise you is to get educated about all three. Those are things in life that we need. I am an education junkie, an education guru. I attend classes, I get certification. I read until I can't read anymore. I love every book that you can come up with because anything that they've ever written and they want you to know, it's in a book. You don't have to recreate the wheel, it's in a book. There's plenty of Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read that book over 25 years ago, and I'm still reading the book. Just read the book again because the first time I read it, it was information. The second time I read it, it was confirmation. But the third time I read it, it was revelation. It revealed things in me that I didn't even know. And so get a library. Come up with a library of things that you can fall back on. Because here's one thing about all three of these relationships. People will pay you more for what you know than for what you do. You get paid more for working up here. You get paid more when you work with your brain and not with your back. And you have to come with value. If you have value, then you can command attention. If you have something that you bring into a relationship, in a marriage, in a commitment, then they will never leave because there's something that you bring to the table. Okay. But if you come in relationships and you suck the life out of people, okay, and you're a taker, you come into business and you're just trying to scheme people and, get things, it's not going to work. It's only going to last for a short period of time. Same with real estate investment. If you come in and you think this is going to be just something you can get into and make millions on, it's not going to work, my friend. You need to understand there's so many places and so many systems that you have to learn. And I'm a systems person. I believe systems keep you sane. I believe you need a system in your marriage, a system in your business, a system in real estate. I believe you need a system for everything so that you can be productive and you can do it right. And I tell you what, if you think about it, think about Target, think about Starbucks, think about McDonald's. McDonald's doesn't make the best hamburgers. In fact, the hamburgers are horrible. But I tell you what, they came up with a system. Somebody came up with a system on how to do the hamburger. If you ever notice when you get the hamburger, you go to eat it, it doesn't all fall apart. Everything's not falling out. There's a system to how they put the pickles and the lettuce and the ketchup and the mustard in place. There's a system. And so that person came up with a system. And when he took that system, he built that system, he made it successful, and he sold the system to everybody. And it's one thing for sure is that when you go to McDonald's in Atlantic City, in Nevada, and Ukraine, and wherever you go in the country, in Florida, you will always get the same thing. They created a system. They didn't do anything. They created a system. Starbucks has a system. Target has a system. If you close your eyes and you stop thinking, you will know, if I say Target, what it looks like. You'll know their colors. Come up with a system. Take it slow and grow it. Because as I told one young lady today, everything that's done when you're thinking about it in terms of flowers, in terms of plants, most of it's done in the dirt. It's when no one sees it. It's at the bottom. That's when the real work begins. When no one's really looking, that's when the hustle mode kicks in. And when you see it and it's all bloomed and it's all beautiful, you think it just happened overnight, but it didn't. There's seasons in life, and you have to understand what your seasons are. There are some seasons in life that you can reap, other seasons that you're going to have to rake, other seasons that you're going to have to plant. So there's seasons in your life, and then you know what the season is, and you can prepare for it. If you're slow right now and things aren't where they should be, that's fine. Plant some seeds, get some seeds in place. Okay, you're going to have a time when you have the seeds in place, you'll start to see some growth, and then you're going to nurture that growth. And once you nurture that growth, it's going to grow and grow and grow. So I'm going to stop because I can keep going on and on. I just want you to know there's nothing easy in life. There are no shortcuts in life. Okay. All we need to do is make sure that we're prepared to jump. Thank you.